Welcome to World Insight. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. Good evening. Tariffs are often touted as a way to protect American jobs and industries, but the reality is far more complicated. Tonight we'll examine how trade wars have driven major companies to leave the U.S. market, with devastating effects on workers and communities. When a multinational exits, it's not just factory jobs lost. It's truck drivers, local diners, small suppliers, and city budgets that suffer. The economic shockwaves can devastate entire towns, reshaping the American landscape in ways few anticipated. We'll look at 6 industries where these policies have backfired, from steel to tech, and ask, have tariffs actually triggered the loss of the very jobs they were meant to save? Let's get to the facts. Steel tariffs were supposed to revive American industry, but the results were mixed at best. While some steel producers saw short-term gains, manufacturers who rely on steel, auto parts, appliances, construction, faced soaring costs. Suddenly, American-made products became more expensive than foreign competitors. Companies like Mid-Continent Steel and Wire, a major nail manufacturer, were forced to lay off hundreds, caught in the crossfire as steel consumers, not producers. The domino effect was clear. Higher input costs led to lost orders, factory closures, and jobs moving overseas. For every job saved in a steel mill, studies suggest several were lost in downstream industries. Iconic brands left or downsized U.S. operations, unable to compete with global prices. The promised Rust Belt revival never materialized. Instead, communities faced a net loss of manufacturing jobs. The policy created winners and losers, but the losers far outnumbered the winners. The lesson? In a global economy, protecting one sector can cripple many others. Tariffs didn't bring jobs back, they pushed them away. The steel story is a warning. Simple solutions can have devastating, complex consequences. The American manufacturing landscape was left more fragile, not stronger. The cost was paid by workers and towns across the country. The auto industry, a symbol of American innovation, was hit hard by tariffs on vehicles and parts. Modern cars are global products, with parts sourced from dozens of countries. Tariffs on components drove up costs for automakers. Even those building cars in the U.S. International brands with U.S. factories faced skyrocketing expenses, making some models unprofitable to produce domestically. The result: production cuts, canceled expansion plans, and thousands of lost jobs. For every assembly line job lost, several more disappeared in parts, logistics, and local services. Small suppliers and trucking companies saw contracts vanish as automakers scaled back. Instead of encouraging onshoring, tariffs made the U.S. a less attractive place to build cars. Some brands pulled entire vehicle lines from the market, leaving quieter factories and uncertain futures. The ripple effect weakened entire communities, not just the auto plants. Tariffs intended to protect the industry ended up shrinking it. The American worker paid the price for policies that made cars, and jobs, more expensive. The lesson: global supply chains can't be untangled by force without collateral damage. The auto sector's retreat is a cautionary tale for trade policy. Electronics are the backbone of the modern economy, but tariffs on components and finished goods upended the industry. U.S. tech giants like Apple and Dell rely on intricate global supply chains built for efficiency. Tariffs on Chinese parts meant sudden massive cost increases, making U.S. assembly even less viable. Instead of bringing jobs home, companies shifted supply chains to Vietnam, India, and Mexico. The result: no tech manufacturing boom in the U.S., just a faster exodus abroad. Smaller American firms, unable to absorb higher costs, laid off workers or closed. The promise of Made in America electronics faded as companies entrenched operations overseas. Tariffs didn't repatriate jobs, they accelerated global diversification away from the U.S. American consumers paid more, and the domestic tech sector shrank. The trade war left the U.S. further from a tech manufacturing revival than ever. The lesson in electronics: disruption means departure, not return. The apparel industry, once a U.S. mainstay, faced new tariffs on textiles and garments. Costs soared for brands and small designers alike, making domestic production unsustainable. Companies that clung to "Made in the USA" were forced to move the last of their manufacturing overseas. Factory closures in North Carolina and California erased skilled jobs and local economic anchors. As production left, so did the infrastructure, making a return nearly impossible. Tariffs also raised prices for consumers, hurting retailers already struggling with online competition. Store closures and layoffs followed, rippling through malls and main streets. The policy meant to revive U.S. apparel instead unraveled what was left. The Made in the USA label became a rarity, and jobs vanished one shipment at a time. Tariffs didn't protect American fashion, they priced it out of its own market. The industry's exodus is a stark example of unintended consequences. Once gone, those jobs and factories rarely come back. American farmers, long reliant on global markets, became prime targets for retaliatory tariffs. China, Mexico, and the EU slapped duties on U.S. soybeans, pork, and corn, shutting out American exports. Billions in sales vanished as buyers turned to Brazil, Argentina, and Ukraine. These weren't temporary losses. New trade relationships replaced decades-old U.S. ties. Farm incomes plummeted, bankruptcies rose, and grain piled up with nowhere to go. Major agricultural exporters cut staff, scaled back operations, and invested abroad to survive. The U.S. government offered bailouts, but farmers wanted trade, not aid. The damage went beyond lost sales. Trust in the U.S. as a reliable supplier was shattered. The very policies meant to protect American industry devastated one of its most successful sectors. Agricultural giants looked overseas for growth, leaving rural communities struggling. The trade war forced a painful reckoning in the heartland. Lost markets are hard to win back, even after tariffs end. The lesson: retaliation can hit hardest where America is strongest. For many farmers, the trade war was an economic disaster, not a negotiation tactic. Everyday products, detergent, appliances, personal care, were caught in the tariff crossfire. Multinational giants faced higher costs on both finished goods and raw materials. Some, like Procter & Gamble, raised prices. Others found the U.S. market unprofitable and withdrew products. Brands disappeared from store shelves, cutting consumer choice and American jobs. U.S.-based employees of foreign companies faced layoffs as their parent firms scaled back. Retailers, trucking firms, and ad agencies lost business as product lines vanished. Instead of encouraging investment, tariffs pushed companies to focus on more stable markets abroad. The U.S. became a less attractive place to do business, shrinking the workforce. The ripple effects touched every part of the supply chain. Tariffs didn't bring back manufacturing, they drove it away. The cost was paid by workers, businesses, and consumers alike. The retreat of consumer goods giants is a warning for future trade policy. The pattern is clear. Tariffs meant to protect American jobs often had the opposite effect. Costs rose, supply chains fractured, and major companies reduced or abandoned their U.S. presence. The toll-shuttered factories, lost contracts, and thousands of livelihoods upended. Trade policy is complex, and simple solutions can cause widespread harm. We must look beyond headlines and demand honest accounting of both costs and benefits. The stories of these 6 industries show that in a trade war, the first casualties are often the very people policies aim to protect. Thank you for watching.